Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. This series shows you how we train our own horses in ranch horse versatility. This episode is about using double reins in the Exercycle Cable Cow Simulator. We are semi-rural here, actually semi-urban. I love to do ranch horse versatility with my wonderful Flaxen Morgans, but I don't have access to large properties, to large cows, so I have created my own little mini ranchette in which to train my horses in ranch horse versatility. I have some economical mechanical devices which I've created to help me get my horses ready for the actual cow work. I do obstacles. I have some trails around my property that I can access. Hi, I'm Sonia Sokolow from Minmore Farms. This is Shadrach Triton Semi, my 4.5-year-old mare. We have her tacked up today in her reining saddle and Al Raguzin's double reins. And I'm going to explain the use of these double reins on this video, but I highly recommend, for a better explanation, you go to Al Raguzin's website, which is www.dancinghorseshow.com. Now, the double reins consist of, at first, when you're first training a horse, an elastic rein and a leather rein. They both hook on to the same ring of the bridle. Any bit can be used. I'm using a very short shanked broken snaffle bit on Semi. I try not to use rein unless I have to. I try to give most of my cues with my body and with my legs, and I rely at this point in their training on the double reins to help me gain vertical flexion and collection, which I get by using my legs and my body weight properly along with the double reins. I keep my reins, if possible, right above my saddle horn. I'm going to move Semi out at various gaits, walk, jog, and lope. Rather sit on my pockets. Kind of gently squeeze her a little bit with my legs to shorten her. A little bit too fast. Whoa, whoa. Back. When I back, I move my legs out and bring them back. I'm not actually kicking her. Okay, now I feel like going in this counterclockwise direction. I've got a representative sample of where I'm at all three gaits. I'm going to go in the other direction now and try to do the same thing, the same exercise. Strides are too long. I'm sitting on my pockets, trying to squeeze her into her flexion. Keep her head vertical. Whoa. Back. I have the elastic reins in my between my pinky and my ring finger. I have the leather reins between my thumb and my index finger. I try to control both sets of reins as I go with a horse that may not be doing what I'm asking it to do, maybe not because of its training level, maybe not because I'm not being clear on what I'm asking it to do, but I know what I consider a success, at least today, and I will continue to try to get my horse to do what I'm asking it to do with as little bit of interference as I can, especially from my reins. Now I'm going to ask Semi to do a quarter turn. Woo. I'm going to try to do it by leaning on my left rear. Good, good. That was actually more than a quarter turn. That was a half turn. I'm going to try to go back a half turn. I'm going to lean on my outside butt. A little bit of leg. Now she's backing up with her back legs, which is kind of what we call a bottle topping motion. I have to explain to her as best I can that I want her to swivel over her back legs. Try again. Whoop. It's a little better. Now I'm going to go out here and I'm going to try to go 360 in both directions. I ask my horses to disengage their hind end by sitting on my outside pocket. Look where I'm going. I try to use my reins as little as possible. But with my leg pressure is probably the most consistent way to communicate with a horse. They don't understand English. They do understand and they can see your legs. They have good peripheral vision. I try to be consistent with my verbal cues and with my tone and with my positive reinforcement. And if they do something that is not what I want, I try to make that particular activity uncomfortable for them in a humane way. Okay, now I'm going to ask her, my outside pocket, to disengage. Woo. Her feet almost stopped moving, in which case I would have just backed up and started again, but I got her to continue to move by giving outside pressure. Now I'm going in the counterclockwise direction, trying to keep my hands where they should be with the double reins, trying to keep my body upright, trying to keep semi between my legs and my hands without leaning her ribs or her shoulders. When I'm ready, I'm going to put more weight on my outside pocket and at the same time ask with outside leg around the cinch area for her to disengage her hind end and step over. There, she just disengaged, step over, step over. In my next clip, on a different day, I will try this same exercise with double track Demi Moore, my 10-and-a-half-year-old, and show you the difference in the way she responds to my requests using Raguzin's double reins. Hi, I'm Sonia Sokolow with double track Demi Moore, my 10-and-a-half-year-old. She has the double reins on, a Western saddle. We're going to do just a few minutes of double rein work where we're trying to obtain collection and short strides and some nice slow paces in our various gaits. And then we're going to work her on my cable cutting machine, which is off to my right. And we just want you to be able to see how she behaves in working this mechanical device, which is going to be teaching her to swing over her haunches and follow this moving object at the pace that it is moving. I'm just going to do some slow jog and about halfway around the arena try to pick up a slow lope. She's very nicely collected. Before I started using the double reins, she was a very, very go-y horse, and I didn't like hauling on her mouth to slow her down. My reins right now are in my hand the way I carry the double reins, the elastic rein at the pinky and the leather rein near my thumb. She's thinking I'm going to ask her to canter. That's why she picked it up herself, but I didn't ask her, so now I'm going to ask her. Sitting back on my pockets. Ooh. Woo. Back. Nice. I like that. Whoa, I got a whoa on the hind end. All right. Now I'm going to do a roll back and go the other direction using the half of the arena. Woo. So I'm going back to a walk. I'm going to pick up a jog in a moment. As soon as I know I have the right arc, as soon as I feel my body is in the center of her balance, and that her neck is evenly between my reins, and that her back is evenly between my legs, I'm going to use as much leg cueing as I can, a little bit of clicking or kissing. Look ahead, not at her head. She stopped, so I'm asking her quietly to move on. As soon as I think that I have everything together in this package here that I just described, I'm going to ask her to jog. Jog. Good. Nice, slow jog. With Demi, I don't even think I need to use the elastic part of the double reins anymore. I probably will in the next few days try her out on the leather part of the double reins that goes through the roller. And if you want to find out more about that, you should go to Al Raguzin's website, dancinghorse.show.com. He explains it very well. I'm going to make a smaller circle. Sit on my pockets, a little bit on the outside. More weight on the outside than the inside. Whoa. Back. Good. Here we are on double track Demi Moore with the double reins on. I'm still using the elastic reins for the second rein. It is below the leather rein. It gives me the opportunity to ask for collection and break at the pole, coupled with my body and my leg cues and my voice cues. I'm going to try her out on this cable cutting machine, which is operated by an Exercycle. To get her to work off her haunches, to stay collected, but to give me, hopefully, the various paces that I'm looking for, which is mostly jog and lope. Okay, now Katie, who's my Exercycle operator, controls where the cloth cow moves to. It is now standing at what I call post 2, and these posts are numbered. I'm going to ask her to move to post 4. Ooh. Okay, I did not touch Demi with my legs or my reins. She saw the cloth cow moving, and she swung over her haunches and moved to post 4, which makes me very happy. That's the kind of response I want. Now I'm going to maybe make a longer run. How about Katie taking the cloth cow to post 1? Woo. She backed up. She swung over her haunches herself. She backed up. She leaked a little bit forward. I don't want her leaking towards the cow. I try to. Okay, Katie, let's go to 5. Good, good. Now Demi, she stopped at 5 because the cow stopped at 5, but then she started turning because she anticipated that the cow was going to turn, the cloth cow. I don't want that. Not until the cow's head turns do I want her to anticipate that. So I'm moving her over. I'm going to side pass her over a little bit farther away from the cow. I like to be at least 8 foot away. Woo. And Katie, will you go back to 1? Whoa. You can see she leaked a lot that time. That means that the next time I ask her for a long run like that, I'm going to give her a little bit of inside leg to try to keep her from leaking. And also I like to sit back on my pockets and keep her working on her haunches. So those are the 2 critical movements that I'm trying to practice right now with this mechanical device. Once we have this under control, once we feel that we can do it consistently, we'll bring Rusty and Susie over and work a cow. Okay, now Katie, let's go back to 5. Okay, she overshot a little bit, and I was concentrating on keeping her from leaking. So she knows as soon as I give her the slightest touch with the reins that she's to back. And even if I don't give her the slightest touch with the reins, she knows that when she's done with her run, she's supposed to back. She's anticipating. This is something that doesn't surprise me, but something I have to deal with in training. I keep my sessions short. I don't like to get her stressed. Katie, go back to 1. Okay, with the help of my right foot, a little bit in front of the cinch and at the cinch, I kept her from leaking too far. If Katie, this time, Katie, let's just go to like 3. We're gonna make it a short run. 3. She thought it was gonna be a long run. Okay, so I'm asking her. I ever so slightly asked her to whoa with my body and with my reins. She started backing up. She knows she went too far. All right, Katie, go back to 1. Good, very nice. Okay, she stayed in the corridor that I want her to work in. Let's go back to 3 again. Let's see if we can do it again. Ooh, good, and she didn't overshoot. I'm happy with that. I can see that, and we haven't done this for a while, I can see that to follow my philosophy and my psychology of take short steps, don't get them stressed. I am going to make this this lesson consist of shorter runs rather than longer runs, and we'll be working into longer runs as we get consistent on the short runs. This time, just go to 2. You're at 3. Whoa, good. She just worked over her haunches, backed up a few steps. That was perfect. If she is that good at 3, now go to 4, then we'll quit this lesson. Go to 4. Woo, very nice. I consider that my interim success objective for today, and hope you enjoyed it. Hi, I'm Sonia Sokolow from Minmore Farms. This is Firecrest Easter Eve, my 6.5-year-old. We're making quite a bit of progress on using the double reins. Today we are out in my uncovered arena. We're going to use about half of the arena. We're going to do just some basic fundamental work of walk and jog with the double reins, and then we're going to do some very slow simulated cow movement using my Exercycle cable cow to help teach her to do rollbacks, work over her hocks, and follow a moving object. So I'm going to sit on my pockets, look forward, because I want it to be a nice, slow jog. I'm using my little finger on the elastic part of the double reins to try to keep vertical flexion, and at the same time squeeze her into the broken snaffle bit that's in her mouth. She's leaning now. She's leaning with her shoulders into the interior of my circle. So I need to sit my pocket. We're not at the point yet with Eve where we're doing a lope. We are just trying to control walk and jog and some movements over the hocks. Okay, now I'm gonna make a figure 8. I got a lot of stiffness in her neck when I asked for the clockwise circle. Sit on my pocket. Now I'm not getting the softness that I want at this point. Making the circle smaller. Oh, I got some vertical flexion there, which might help to slow her down. But we also need to shorten her strides. And I just put a little bit more weight on my outside pocket, and that slowed her down. As a matter of fact, it slowed her down to a walk. So keeping that weight out there, I'm gonna ask her to jog, sit back on my pockets with a little bit more weight on my left pocket. Good, good. This is more what I want. Good. Good. Now, I feel like I'm getting it nicely on the clockwise turn. So I'm going to make another figure 8, try for a counterclockwise turn, looking where I'm going. Now I'm going to sit on the outside pocket. My feet are in the stirrups, but hopefully not a lot of weight in my feet, in my stirrups. The elastic reins are helping her to keep her vertical flexion, but she's speeding up again to sit on the outside. Look where I'm going. I don't want to just tug on the reins. I just want to guide her head down. I don't have the pace yet that I want. Eve has always been a little bit harder to communicate with on the left in this counterclockwise direction. There, now she's starting to slow down, then she speeded up again, so I'm doing a little bit of guiding with my elastic reins. Better, much better. Now she's leaning. Oh, sit on my outside pocket. Ask for a quarter turn. No. Whoa. Another problem I have with Eve is after she finishes a turn, she tends to want to walk out instead of stay ready to do what I ask, which may be to turn more, maybe to stop, and maybe to back. It's all part of her goiness. Good. Now I'm going to sit on my left outside pocket. Whoa. Good. Much better. Now I'm going to sit on my right outside pocket. Whoa, good. All right, that is my freestyle fundamental exercise that I try to do with all my horses before I ask for anything else. And now we're going to use the moving cloth cow with the Exercycle cable machine to give her something to watch. Again, it will be at a very slow pace, and it will probably be very short runs at this point, because what I'm going to be asking of her is to follow the movement of that cloth cow, not to anticipate it, and not to go beyond it, and not to leak forward towards it, to work over her haunches, and to work with as little rein as possible. Now I'm going to move very slowly up to the cloth cow. Whoa. I'm going to back. I want Eve to get the idea that she's to follow this moving cow. She's not to make U-turns to follow it when it changes direction. She's supposed to stay about 8 foot away from it. I like to work in this corridor, which is between posts B and C, which are labeled in front of me. And the posts along the parallel of the cow movement are numbered and labeled. And that's how I communicate with the help of the... Now let's do that exercise. Let's go between 2 and 4, as long as she's doing it without stress and with as little interference from me as possible. Please go to 2. Good. She's staying in the BC corridor. I want to see the outside of her inside or cow side eyeball so that I know I have the right arc, the correct arc. Okay, go to 4, please. Ooh, good. That was pretty good. All right. I want a little bit more of a hoe on the haunches, if I can get it, and that means I have to sit on my pockets really nicely when we start to hoe. Okay, go back to 2, please. Ooh. All right. Now, I do not see the outside of her cow side eyeball. She's not paying attention. So I'm going to ask a little bit with the leather rein. Good. Now I've got the arc I want. I've got my left leg positioned at my cinch just to keep her from going to the left, which is westward, because I don't want her to drift away any more than I want her to leak towards. I want her to stay in this BC corridor, follow the movement of this cloth cow, which is going north and south between posts numbered 2 and 4. Squeezing. Okay, now I want her to back up a couple steps so her head and the cow's head are even. No, she misunderstood. She's stressed. Ooh, back. Whoa. Good. Okay, move to 4, please, very slowly. Whoa. Good, move to 2, very slowly. Whoa. Good. We're at 2, go to 4, please. Whoa. Go to 3, please. Whoa. Okay, she didn't walk forward this time, and I made it a short run. And because I know Eve and I know her attention span, I'm going to call this session to a halt and say we have reached an interim success objective, and we know where to pick up with her on the next lesson. And thanks to my mechanical devices, we can do this quite easily because they are easily set up and easily operated.